The Prajwal Revanna sex scandal has now got another twist, with the External Affairs Ministry saying that they have issued a show cause notice for the cancellation of Prajwal's passport. This comes after CM Siddaramaiah sent a second letter to the centre requesting for Prajwal's diplomatic passport to be cancelled. And just one day after, HD Devegowda, Prajwal's grandfather and JDS national president, issued a warning and told Prajwal to come back and face the law of the land. We are joined with Mr. Sharath Bachegowda, Congress MLA. Mr. Bachegowda, thank you for joining us. Now, the External Affairs Ministry has said that they've issued a show cause notice for cancellation of Prajwal Revanna's passport. What's your reaction to that? Is your reaction that an action is finally being taken after 29 days of him fleeing the country?
First of all, I think what I would like to say is that this is a victory for our Chief Minister, and it shows the kind of proactive approach which we are taking towards this investigation. It also shows the lax attitude which BJP has taken towards trying to bring an accused back into the country. It's taken 28 days, and till the Chief Minister of Karnataka has intervened and written a letter to the Ministry of External Affairs to bring the accused back into the country. So I think the big question over here is, who is being protected, at whose behest is that person being protected, and why has it taken 29 whole days for this procedure and for this kind of process to be initiated?
Okay. The first letter that was written by CM of Karnataka Siddaramaiah was written on May 1st to the Prime Minister, and the second letter was written on May 21st to the External Affairs Ministry. Now, the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has said we follow the law and we received the letter only on 21st of May and we have responded it after. What is your reaction to that?
I would say it's a very convenient answer for BJP to give. Whenever they want, they play fast and easy with the rules. And when it suits them, when it's one of their coalition partners, you see them being stickler for rules, abiding by the rules, delaying procedures. Whereas if it's someone in the opposition who's being targeted, right? You see people being raided at night, midnights, without warrants. So there are two sets of rules. One set of rules which applies to the opposition party, and another set of rules which applies to your coalition partners and to the people who you're friendly with and people who you've got warm with. You can see that even after all of these incidents have happened, in Karnataka, the MLC election which is taking place right now is also happening in a BJP-JDS coalition. You see that there's a tainted MP who's got these kind of grave accusations against him. And even the family has disowned the behavior which he's shown and haven't condoned it. And as yet, BJP continue to, cohort with them, be with these people and show a warm alliance. So really, BJP's got to do a lot of introspection and ask itself, what all is it willing to do for the sake of power? Is this the level that you're going to stoop down to? Are you going to protect people who are accused of such grave crimes? Almost 400 women are involved in this incident. There's got to be some kind of responsibility and there's got to be some kind of action taken in a very quick and urgent manner.
Why is there so much mystery over Prajwal Revanna or where he is? Why is there so much mystery about his whereabouts? Why is it not clear? Is there any sort of internal information within the investigation committee? Is there anything that you can let us know?
I'm sure that the state police department and the SIT which has been constituted to look into this matter has a lot of information about a lot of matters which we cannot publicly or openly discuss about. I'm sure there's a lot of confidential information available as to the whereabouts of Prajwal Revanna and what's happening and how these things have happened, which cannot be publicly disclosed. But all said and done, when it involves bringing an Indian national citizen who is abroad in a different country, as you know, there are rules which relate to extradition, there are rules which relate to even countries where we have extradition possible, where the central government has to take a proactive role in all of these elements, right? The state government can only constitute an SIT and see where his whereabouts are, how these things unfolded, who are the people who are accused, who are the people who have conspired, who are the people who have been, maybe it has been raped, maybe it has been a misbehavior. So this is what the state intelligence department can do in its team. But the rest of the work is with the central government and how seriously it takes this issue. Because we've seen that the Prime Minister always talks about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao and all these fancy things. But when it comes down to the ground reality of what happens, we've always seen that the central government and the BJP party has stood on the side of the aggressor almost every single time. And all these fancy words about protecting women are something which is just for talk and for public consumption. When it comes down to action, The central government and BJP has always stood with the aggressor and has not stood on behalf of women. And we are seeing this play out one more time. This is a standard procedure of the BJP party, very unfortunately.
How would you answer to people who say people have known about this issue for several years? Now, there have been speculations that this issue is not something that came to the limelight recently, but many people have known about these activities of Prajwal Revanna for several years now, and irrespective of parties, he has always been protected. What would you say about this?
I would not go so far as to say that this was publicly known, this is public knowledge since many years. What I would say is, what do we have on record and what do we go by? In the month of December, a letter was written by one of the BJP functionaries to the national head accusing this particular member of parliament of whatever heinous acts have been purportedly been done by him. Since he's an accused, we can only say purportedly been done by him. So this is the only record which we have. So when there are things on record and the party fails to act, I think we've got to take responsibility. They've got to take responsibility for the actions. Hushed murmurs, whispers possibly have been heard, but there has been nothing on record. And when we found something on record was in the month of December. One clarity I think which BJP has got to give to everybody was, what was the reason for them to say Prajwal Revanna wasn't an ideal candidate? And what was it which changed their mind eventually, right? If there's some logic behind you saying Prajwal Revanna was not the ideal candidate for Hassan, possibly you had information about these kind of incidents which have happened. Possibly you have information about these kinds of accusations which have been made. Possibly one or two people have come up to you. But you, for the sake of power, for the thirst of power, have decided to make your bed with the devil. And now it seems, for all intents and purposes, that you're protecting this particular individual who's got these grave accusations against him.
Well, thank you so much, Sharath, for giving us all those insights. And more on this case, the updates, the recent updates, and whatever information comes about, we will be putting it up on our channel. So make sure to stay tuned to SoSouth. I am Sanjay Ponnappa and you are watching India Today SoSouth.